Let me try to explain this in a way that actually makes sense. Because every time this topic comes up, it gets buried under either moral lectures or viral outrage. But this isn't about morals. This is about reality, and reality as you know it doesn't always fit nicely into hashtags. See, the game is not the same for men and women. Not from birth, not in childhood, not in adolescence, and definitely not in adulthood. Women are born with value. Men have to acquire it. From the very beginning, a woman's physical beauty has currency. Whether we want to admit it or not, it holds power. Doors open, attention comes, invitations arrive, options exist. She doesn't have to earn it the same way a man does. Her mere existence draws attention. For young men, it's quite different. At 18, most guys don't have much to offer. They have no money, no status, no power. Hell, many barely have confidence. They are invisible to the very women they desire. The girls their age are often dating older guys who already have cars, jobs, apartments, things that scream security and experience. So, while women start their adult journey with instant access to attention, most men start with rejection. And that rejection stings, not once, but repeatedly. Years of it. Ghosted, overlooked, friend-zoned, laughed at. It becomes part of their wiring. Now, here's where the divergence happens. Why many young women spend their early 20s enjoying the peak of their desirability. Young men are out there building, grinding, trying to transform themselves into something of value. Working 10-hour shifts, taking risks, lifting weights, getting degrees, starting businesses, developing skills, and climbing whatever ladder they can find. By the time these men reach their late 20s or early 30s, something changes. Finally, all their invisible work start to materialize. They are earning real money now. They have built a body, or a career, or a network. They have confidence. They have presence. They are no longer the broke, ignored boy they were at 21. And now, the attention flips. Suddenly, women notices him. But not just the women from his age group who once rejected him. No, a new crop of younger women, 18, 19, 20, 21, they are interested too. And ironically, these young women now desire him for the things he spent years painfully building, the cruel symmetry of life. But here's where things get complicated. The women from his own generation, some are still there, but many are now dealing with a harsh realization. In their early 20s, they had the upper hand, unlimited attention, endless options, and in many cases, they pass over guys like him, the no potential yet crowd, because frankly, they could. But now, those same women are in their 30s, competing with younger women who have what they once had, youth and beauty. And they are competing for the very men they once overlooked. Meanwhile, those men, they remember every rejection, every "you are like a brother to me," every night spent alone while the women they desired close or chose to date older, more established men. And now that they finally have options, they feel it's their time. Time to explore, to enjoy, to finally experience abundance like the girls did when they were 21. But this time, it's his turn. The years of being invisible for the desire to now taste everything they were once denied. It's not even about sex, though sex plays a part. It's about access, the psychological shift of going from scarcity to abundance. Imagine spending 10 years locked inside a prison cell. Then one day, the gates swing open. You are free. Free to walk the streets, breathe the air, explore the world. But instead of letting you roam, someone immediately says, "Congratulations on your freedom. Here's a beautiful, well-furnished apartment. Now stay inside and don't go out. Ever." That's how it feels to many of these men when commitment arrives. They finally have the remote control to the giant television of life. Every channel representing a different experience, a different woman. And now, they are told to keep permanently stuck on channel 3. Only channel 3. Forever. That feels like torture. Not because channel 3 is bad. Channel 3 might be beautiful. It might cook for him, love him, support him. But it's still only channel 3. After years of being denied the remote control, they finally have it in their hand, and someone tells them, don't touch any buttons. That's the psychology behind why successful men cheat. It's not just lust. It's not just immorality. It's the delayed emotional hunger finally catching up. It's the years of deprivation suddenly meeting endless up. And yes, before someone misinterprets this, none of this justifies betrayal. It simply explains it. It's the same pattern you see with lottery winners or athletes who came from nothing. When you grow up poor and one day you have millions, you don't want to save it all. You want to spend. You want to buy. You want to taste what you were never allowed to have. Women, by contrast, often don't fully understand this shift because they have always had access to abundance since they were 18. The desire for variety never built up as a form of starvation for them. For a lot of women, settling down in their 20s or 30s feels natural. They are tired of the attention, tired of games. They want stability, partnership, which makes sense. They have been swimming in options since they were teenagers. They have seen it all. For the man who spent a decade on the sidelines, he is just stepping into the field now. This is the fundamental mismatch. Timing. She is ready to settle. He is ready to explore. And when these two collide, you get conflict. You get broken homes. You get headlines about infidelity. And you get endless debates about why men are trash. But underneath it all, it's not so much trash. It's timing. It's access. It's the psychological hangover from years of being invisible. Of course, not every man cheats. Not every man gives into the temptation. Some men control their impulses. Some men are lucky enough to have processed this phase earlier in their life. For many, it's like handing candy to a starving child. The child doesn't just take one. And the sad irony is that the women who once rejected him often see him now and wonder why he can't simply commit to one person. Because they don't see the years he spent crawling through the desert. And that, my friends, that's why successful men cheat. It's not an excuse, it's just a map. Now, whack that like button if you agree. Type all men are trash if you disagree. Thanks for listening.